Do you know what this is? Do you? Let me know in the comments before I unwrap it. I want to see the first person to get it right. Yes, I am back. I went AWOL, but I'll explain everything in my next video, so stay tuned. Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel and the first series for 2022. You guys know that I'm always doing one series or another on this channel. This one, I've named it Cook Like a Student. Yeah, don't mind the student there. I was just looking for a short and sweet prefix to this series, yeah. And Cook Like a Student sounds about right because it covers the audience I want to capture in this series. So when you see student there, think a student, of course, a youth corps member, Compassiones. Are you there? Compassion, answer below if you're a Compassion. And then single young girls and guys who just graduated, just did your youth service, and you got a job in another city, so you started living by yourself for the first time in your life, away from home. No mommy, no daddy, no cooking for your whole family. Now you're cooking just for yourself, and that means that you probably most likely do not have a well-equipped kitchen, so it will be like role play. Yeah, just anything you see me doing, just think, what would a student do? What would a Compassion do? That's what Flo will be doing. What would a single guy or girl do in her home, in her kitchen, in his kitchen? That's what Flo is going to do in this series. As always, I have 5 videos in this series. Yeah, I love the number 5. You guys know that. But if you have any recipe you would want me to cook like a student, let me know below. If you're outside this group of people, come on in. You're welcome as well. If you want to listen to my banter, yeah, want to listen to my trademark phrases and shouts, yeah, you're also welcome. Okay, so yeah, where is my wrap? Yeah. The first video in the series today, I'm going to use this wrap. Hey, this is my wrap. Have you guessed it right? Have you? I'm going to use it to prepare the most popular meal in Nigeria, Nigerian Jollof Rice, with this my wrap. Come on, let me show you what is inside this wrap and then the rest of the ingredients. Okay, let's unwrap it slowly. Look at that! This is Nigerian suya, which I got from my date last night. Yeah, somebody has been October rushing me since last October. Somebody please explain these terms to those who don't know, because we want to keep this video short, you know. And I finally decided to go on a date with him last night, and this is the takeaway suya wrap that I got from that date. I reserved it, and today I'm going to use it to prepare Nigerian jollof rice. Madre mia. Guys or boys, let me put boys so that you know that I'm talking to a specific gender. I'm sorry, you have to go and buy your own suya wrap for this recipe, okay? So normally when you buy suya in Nigeria, or even outside Nigeria, wherever you see suya being sold anywhere, be it in on the streets of New York or in Lagos, they will add all these garnish for you. This one is onions, usually red onions. It has to be red onions. And then this one is cabbage, and this one is tomato. Let me show you the rest of the ingredients. This is rice, long grain parboiled rice. You can use basmati rice, like if it's golden seller basmati that is hard, not the soft one. And this is vegetable oil. Okay, this one is sunflower oil, but you can use vegetable oils or any tasteless and odorless oil to keep it classic. The protein comes from the suya because suya is made with beef. This one is beef suya. And this is tomatoes. Okay, there's a lot of bad press about tomato paste in Nigeria. So if you don't want to use tomato paste, I'm going to use one of this, or you can use both of them. But yeah, remember I'm a student, so I'm going to use one of them to show you how. And then If you don't want to use tomato paste, that's fine. Use fresh tomatoes. Plum tomatoes are the best for Nigerian recipes, but this one is Canary tomatoes. It's good as well. I have ginger here for flavor. I have pepper. You either use this one. This is habanero pepper or Scotch bonnet, or this is ground dry cayenne pepper if you want, because suya already comes with enough pepper. But if you are the type that like your mouth on fire when you're eating Nigerian meals, yeah, you can add more pepper, but I'm not going to add more pepper. I just showed it here for completeness. Let's go. Let's prepare this student version meal. Okay, the first thing I do is to prep the tomato stew base that I'll use to prepare this. I'll de-seed my tomatoes. You guys know I don't like tomato seeds. I don't like to see it. It's unsightly, especially because I will not use a blender to blend this, because yeah, a lot of students don't have blenders. Come on, if you live in a student hostel, where will you keep it? Where will you live? Then peel the ginger. Ginger gives jollof rice a nice flavor. It's not something that I add all the time, but yeah, it's good. Don't just go overboard on it. Cut off this part. Okay, let's prep the ingredients. Here I've sorted out the ingredients in the suya. So I'm going to set this one aside for my garnish. And then the rest of this is the tomato from the suya. And then the rest of the onions I'll use to prepare the meal. This series reminds me of my uni days. Oh my God. I didn't cook in school. I felt that cooking will interfere with my studies, and it's true. Yeah, you need a lot of time to cook when you're in school. So I ate at the refectories or bookers. So yeah, I didn't have time for that. In fact, my roommates did not know that I knew how to cook. They saw me as one Ajibo girl like that doesn't know how to cook. And then the day of my sister's matriculation, I cooked this fried rice whose aroma could be felt from the other end of the hostel. Madre mia. And my roommates were like, so you know how to cook? So you know how to cook like this? That was in my 4th year in the university. It took 4 years for me to cook for the first time in school. I didn't even have cooking utensils. No, I didn't have a hot plate. So I borrowed my roommate's hot plate. And then she went and borrowed another one because I needed at least 2. Borrowed another one from her friend. Her cooking friend. Hi, God. Oh my God, and they were shouting, Chinyere, is that your fried rice still remaining? Oh my God, I wonder where all my roommates are now. I wonder where they are, madre. It's been a long time. I'm talking 1998. Somebody that was born in 1998 has already graduated by now. Hey, madre. I'll show you how I'm going to blend it. That's why I'm chopping it like this. And pour it in a pot. You know, I'm a student, so I'll try as much as possible to use one burner to cook this. So, yeah. Having more than one burner, at least 2, will save you a lot of time in the kitchen. But usually a student has just one hot plate. So you need to start early. I turn up the heat to boil that. Then I chop the ginger. This ginger, half should be okay actually, because I'm only preparing 1.5 cups of rice. Remember, it's just me. Hey, hey. I don't have a fridge to preserve it. Put that here. A student should have a mortar at least. Yeah, should have a mortar. A mortar is very important, and these mortars are easy to buy in Nigeria. For those who live outside Nigeria, maybe you can buy the porcelain mortar, or you have a gadget that does that. I mean, I'm trying to cook like a student, but if you can use any kitchen utensil or equipment when preparing these recipes. You stir it, and then another kitchen utensil you need is this sieve with a wire mesh. See, this sieve, you need it in your life. You will see another thing that I'll use it to do. Set that aside. Let's check the tomato. I'm doing this on high heat so that it can boil quick, but you need to keep an eye on it. The aim of this is to soften the tomatoes so that you can either use the mortar to blend it, or you use that sieve that I talked about to blend it, as a student that you are. Or a single person that is here to buy these things. So you keep an eye on it so that it doesn't burn. I think I'm happy now. So I'm going to do a demo with the mortar. We'll just do that like that. That's how we used to blend things before the advent of blenders. The tinier you cut the tomatoes, the less you have this waterproof skin. The less visible they will be. Keep doing that till you're happy. Let me leave it like that. For the sieve, you can see some of them passing. The aim is not to blend these waterproof skin ones, but to squash it as much as possible. See? Blended tomato. That's what you get. Blended tomato without a blender. If you're going to use tomato paste, this one is 400 grams. For that quantity of rice, I will probably use, I don't know, maybe half of that. That should be enough. In Nigeria, there are sachet tomato paste that you can buy. That's what a student will normally buy. But like I said before, there's a lot of bad press about this tomato paste. People say that it doesn't contain only tomatoes, that they add a lot of other ingredients that they don't list on the tin, so they don't eat it. If you don't eat this one, no problem. Yeah, just use tomato. The only reason why I prefer this one is that it's popping red. You can see the comparison. Look at this one is actually orange. It's not even red, and this one is red. You can add tatashi, and that means you have to blend it in the market and pay some money to blend it in the market and all that, because you can't blend tatashi this way. So yeah, I'm showing you all this so that you know the options you have. It's up to you which one you go with. Jollof rice prepared with this one will look like, will be pale. It will be pale jollof rice. Then you add some water. I'm going to use the water from the ginger juice to mix that. You can use ordinary water if you want. You need to bring this to a softer consistency so you can fry it well. If you fry it like that, it will burn. It will immediately start burning as soon as you start frying it. So you don't want that. You want it to have the kind of consistency that will give it time to fry well, so it can lose that tangy taste of tomato paste. This tomato paste has a very strong tangy taste. So this is the consistency I'm going for. It's okay. If you look at this one, that's a similar consistency to this one. Then I prepare the rest of the ingredients. So we fry the tomato stew base. Then you do the frying on very low heat. Then you keep an eye on it and stir it often, very often. I fried it now for about 10 minutes on low heat, stirring it all the time. That's why it did not burn. It's beginning to lose the tangy taste. It's still there a little bit, which I know that the suya flavor will mask. But if yours at this time is still has a very strong taste, you can add bicarbonate of soda, or you add curry powder, or both. For this quantity of stew, let me show you the quantity you add. Something like that, to show you that it's a very small quantity, because if you add too much, it will ruin the stew. Okay, just a little bit. If you add too much, it will completely change the taste of your stew. You don't want that. And then that's ready. That's the same way you fry the other one. I'm not going to fry it in this video because I already have videos on my channel where I fry tomato stew with fresh tomatoes. Set that aside and get ready to pre-cook the rice, which is my method when I'm cooking rice. When it boils, add the rice, stir, cover. The way I check it is, you cut this, try to cut it with your finger. If it cuts without resistance, then it's okay. That's how I check it. See? It didn't make any noise. Okay, this one made a noise, so it's not yet. Okay, you hear the noise? Oh my god. Noise, yeah. If it's still brittle, it's not yet okay. Good. I'm happy with that. Cool it down with water. Rice ready, stew base ready, remaining the stock. Whenever you are cooking something like fried rice, jollof rice, you need stock that will go into the rice to make the rice tasty, either by boiling meat and getting the stock from there. This time we have suya, so we have to get stock from our suya. Remember that ginger juice we had left. Let's add that there. And then I forgot to show you this when I was showing you the rest of the ingredients. Actually, there's some flavor in suya. If you know how suya is made, I have the recipe on my channel. There's some flavor in suya which can act as seasoning for the rice. But yeah, you can add a little bit of seasoning cube. For instance, you see this one, I'm adding like half of that. Yeah, we add more water. We just want to get some flavor from here that we will add to the rice when cooking it. We can add onions. Just see this as the seasoning. Yeah. Again, there's flavor coming out from the suya. Let's not forget that. So you don't want a lot of flavors going in there, but you can add thyme at this time. We just want it to boil godo godo. It's boiling godo godo godo. Lolo. Now we've got some tasty liquid, which is what stock is. We've got a tasty liquid to cook our rice with. So let's get cooking. Remove the pieces of suya. Add some of the fried tomato stew base. You can see that it went back to the original consistency before we fried it. Because all that water has been absorbed. Because all that water has evaporated, I meant to say. Yeah. Add it here. Just a little. You have to be very, 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 very careful with the water. You don't want the rice soggy when done, so you have to be careful. Like I said, there's pepper in this already, so it's actually, yeah, it's good for me. Yeah. Then cover and leave it to boil. Add the rice. Mix it. Remember what I always say in my jollof rice recipes. The water or liquid in the pot needs to be at the same level as the rice. You can see that. That's perfect. Assuming I stirred it and I found that the water is not up to the same level, I can add some water from this one I'm boiling over here. But this is perfect, yeah? I mean, if you do this several times, you kind of know the quantity of liquid that will match the quantity of rice you're cooking. But yeah, because I've seen that this is not going to pop enough, I still have some tomato stew base left here. I add it on top to avoid burning, so put it up here. Taste for salt as well, okay? Then you reduce the heat to low. That's what will ensure that it doesn't burn. I put this because the cover of my pot has this hole. I don't want the heat to escape. And then be patient. Allow it to cook on very low heat. Are you still with me? Are you? Have you liked this video yet? Have you? While that is cooking, let me prepare the garnish for the rice. You remember that we still have some vegetables left from the suya. Let's go. I've sliced this one before. Some olive oil. Let's check the rice. There's water in there still. You can see it. You can hear it. Stir the top a little bit and lay the pieces of suya on top and continue cooking till it dries up. I can hear some tiki sound, which is an indication that it is dry. Let's check. Tiki. See? It's dry. Then stir everything. You can see that it's dry. It's not burnt. It's not magic. It's not magic. It's very easy to cook on burnt rice. Of course, if you're in the burnt jollof rice gang, you just close your eyes and pretend that you did not hear that tiki sound and allow it to continue to stay there till it has burnt to your liking. Woo! Have you liked this video yet? You don't want to get A in that 3-unit course. You don't want. Done and popping. Let's dish it. This one looks like a 5-star restaurant or something. No, eh? A student eating like a king or a queen. I think I need to invite my date for a return date. It won't be a cook with me if there's no tasting at the end. Will it? Will it? Oh my God. Hey! It's going into the medulla oblongata. Ooh! See, if you're stingy with food, don't prepare this in your hostel. This one will attract even your enemies at the other end of the hostel to your room like flies. Oh, talk to later. I can't even talk anymore.